The benefits of strengthening our feelings vocabulary are evident not only in intimate relationships but also in the professional world. I was once hired to consult with members of a technological department of a large Swiss corporation. They were troubled by the discovery that workers in their own departments are avoiding them. When asked, employees from other departments responded, "We hate going there to consult with those people. It's like talking to a bunch of machines." The problem abated when I spent time with the members of the technological department, encouraging them to express more of their humanness in their communications with coworkers. In another instance, I was working with hospital administrators who were anxious about a forthcoming meeting with the hospital's physicians. The administrators were eager to have me demonstrate how they might use NVC when approaching the physicians for support for a project that had only recently been turned down by a vote of 17 to 1. Assuming the voice of an administrator in a role playing session, I opened with, "I'm feeling frightened to be bringing up this issue." I chose to start this way because I sensed how frightened the administrators were as they prepared to confront the physicians on this topic again. Before I could continue, one of the administrators stopped me to protest. "You're being unrealistic. We could never tell the physicians that they were frightened." When I, when I asked why an admission of fear seemed so impossible, he replied without hesitation, "If we admitted we're frightened, then they would just pick us to pieces." His answer didn't surprise me. I've often heard people say they cannot imagine ever experiencing feelings at their workplace. I was pleased to learn, however, that one of the administrators did decide to risk expressing his vulnerability at the dreaded meeting. Departing from his customary manner of appearing strictly logical, rational, and unemotional, he chose to state his feelings together with his reasons for wanting the physicians to change their position. He noticed how differently the physicians responded to him. In the end, he was amazed and relieved when, instead of picking him to pieces, the physicians reversed their previous position and voted 17 to 1 to support the project instead. This dramatic turnaround helped the administrators realize and appreciate the potential impact of expressing vulnerability even in the workplace. Expressing our vulnerability can help resolve conflicts. Finally, let me share a personal incident that taught me the effects of hiding our feelings. I was teaching a course in NVC to a group of university students. When I walked into the room the first day, the students who had been enjoying a lively conversation with each other became quiet. "Good morning," I greeted. Silence. I felt very uncomfortable, but was afraid to express it. Instead, I proceeded in my most professional manner. "For this class, we will be studying a process of communication that I hope you will find helpful in our relationships at home and with your friends." I continued to present information about NVC, but no one seemed to be listening. One girl, rummaging through her bag, fished out a file and began vigorously filling her nails. Students near the windows glued their faces to the panes as if fascinated by what was going on in the street below. I felt increasingly more uncomfortable, yet continued to say nothing about it. Finally, a student who had certainly more courage than I was demonstrating piped up, "You just hate being with black people, don't you?" I was stunned, yet immediately realized how I had contributed to this student's perception by trying to hide my discomfort. "I'm feeling nervous," I admitted, "but not because you are black. My feelings have to do with my not knowing anyone here and wanting to be accepted when I came in the room." My expression of vulnerability had a pronounced effect on the students. They started to ask questions about me, to tell me things about themselves, and to express curiosity about NVC. Feelings versus non feelings. A common confusion generated by the English language is our use of the word feel without actually expressing a feeling. For example, in the sentence, "I feel I didn't get a fair deal," the words "I feel" could be more accurately replaced with "I think." In general, feelings are not being clearly expressed when the word feel is followed by distinguish feelings from thoughts. 1. Words such as that, like "as if," "I feel that you should know better," "I feel like a failure," "I feel as if I'm living with a wall." 2. The pronouns I, you, he, she, they, it. "I feel I am constantly on call," "I feel it is useless." 3. Names and nouns referring to people. I feel Amy has been pretty responsible. I feel my boss is being manipulative. Distinguish between what we feel and what we think we are.